Hello, this is my second recording session with Emily, my volunteer partner. So I guess we'll just get started. So Emily, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
It's good. How's your week been?
Kind of a long week, just working a lot, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
How's work going?
Stressful. I don't really like my job.
Yeah. So how much tip money did you make this week? Good week, bad week, normal?
Not very good.
Not very good week. So how are the kids doing?
They're doing fine.
Okay. And has your son been showing a lot of anger towards you still, or?
Yeah, still kind of angry with me. Again, making me feel like this whole thing with me and my husband is my fault.
Right. Okay, we'll talk about that a little more in a little bit, but for this session, I just want to recap what we did last session and just go over some of the stuff we talked about. Last week we were just kind of getting to know you better, and so I asked you a battery of questions through the mental health status exam that we completed together and the biosocial status exam that we completed together. And after reviewing some of that, I've noticed that you didn't have a lot of family history for any mental illnesses or mental disorders or anything like that, right?
Right.
Okay, but you did actually fall into some categories of like depression and some anxiety stuff maybe going on too, which you also reported of having anxiety attacks. And so we're just going to talk a little bit more about that stuff, and then we'll talk about you and how's everything going. So let's start with the anxiety. How many anxiety attacks have you had this past week?
I'd say probably at least a few a day.
Okay. Can you kind of describe the feelings that you get when you feel these attacks coming on?
I get really angry and nothing seems to be going right. It just makes me feel kind of like I'm going to explode.
Right? Like you need to release something almost. Does your heart race or anything like that?
I haven't really noticed.
No. You become short of breath or
No, nothing really like that.
no? Do you get tense at all?
Mm-hmm.
Your body tenses up, your muscles get tense up. Have you ever like thrown things or done things in like a fit?
Actually, I sometimes slam doors, and yes, I can say I probably have thrown a thing or two.
Right. And to help with this, what is your go-to let's say release to get you through these anxiety attacks? What do you normally do?
Well, I normally just try to step outside, try to remove myself from the situation, but usually it just takes time.
Right. Just time, and then you'll just eventually calm down. Well, that's good. That's perfectly normal. And slamming doors and stuff like that happens when everybody gets angry. So I don't want you to think that that's an issue. But last week I had you start marking down the times and the dates of when you were having these attacks. So now this week, I want you to do the same thing, but I also want you to document if you're throwing things or slamming doors also. Because then we can see if there's also like an anger issue too going on, and it's not just the anxiety. Is that something we can do?
Sounds good.
Okay, and have you talked to your ex-husband at all this week?
No, I just try to not have any contact with him.
Right. But I know that we're dealing with some custody issues, so, and he gets them on the weekends now, so you pretty much just only talk about the kids and that's
Right.
it. Okay. We also said that we were going to try, and if you found time this week, to sit down and talk to your son. Did you have an opportunity to do that this week?
I haven't really had a chance to do that yet with all my work hours.
Right, which is understandable. Okay, but that's going to be another homework assignment. Just sit down and talk to him and explain to him that the reason for the divorce isn't because of him, even though he's thinking that you tore apart the marriage or whatever the things that he said to you, but that's obviously not the case. You're just going to have to sit down and explain to him that sometimes things just don't work out, and it's a fact of life. But we definitely need to work on